Hello, welcome again to Reyna Clothier. I'm Reyna. Let's do another episode of Reyna Chats. So this one is going to be from Boardwalk Empire. This one is really neat. This is from one of the main characters, Nucky Thompson. It's played by Steve Buscemi. I really like this one because it is flamboyancy but with subtleness. So two big things. So the color of the shirt is orange. Like who can pull that off? Only a 1920s bootlegger, a rich bootlegger. However, we would be wrong. There can be many individuals that can pull this off now. So one of the two big things I noticed is the color of the shirt. So let's start with that first. So orange or burnt orange is definitely a stick out color. But when you add I think it's called a detachable collar. It was popular in those times as well. I would love to learn more about that myself. I think some shirt makers or bespoke shirt makers I don't know if our partners can work with that, but it's really neat where basically is button around the band and it's detachable. You can take off the collars and put your own collars essentially on it. So you have different types of collars. We don't offer that right now. That's really a vintage style of a shirt, but it's nonetheless a timeless piece. But I wouldn't even say a timeless piece because it's not available openly here in this time. So you really have to look at a bespoke shirt maker, which is pretty unique these days. A true handmade bespoke shirt maker. It's hard to come by, especially in the US, but there are some. But having that detached collar, that round collar essentially, that shows the elegance of the shirt. So it kind of levels it up or levels it down to the subtleness, and it complements it very well with the burnt orange, which sticks out tremendously. So it kind of balances out. So even though it's a burnt orange, that white collar, that round collar band, it just shows the elegance of it. If I see it correctly, it has a collar pin, or a collar bar. That is really nice as well. So that kind of bumps it up as far as the elegance of it. So you have the balance essentially. So think of a teeter-totter. So you have the flamboyant color, but with the collar and with the collar band, it kind of evens it out essentially. With the tie, it looks like a paisley tie, so the flamboyance sticks out a little bit more, but it works beautifully. It complements it beautifully on think of like a canvas. When you have something, a crazy design, aka a paisley, a sticking out type design, you don't want it over another sticking out type of design of a canvas. So you want a flat canvas. Think of like a painting essentially. So even though a burnt orange is very, I wouldn't say bright because it's kind of a subtle, that's why I would say more burnt, but again, orange in itself, it sticks out naturally. Even though you have that solid, it gives it kind of the sophistication that it needs to complement a paisley tie. So I really like that look that he has. Man, I think I have one of the kind of a burnt orange tie as well. You could even put that in there, but the paisley is just a beautiful look over that canvas of that burnt orange. And going to the vest, doesn't have the lapel. I personally like the lapel on the vest, but considering that he's a rather skinny gentleman, having another lapel right underneath a lapel jacket, especially the same type of style lapel, a notch lapel that he has, it just shows like it's just a lot going on. It just shows like another extra layer. So again, it's nothing crazy, but for a skinny, tall gentleman like himself, I think it works beautifully when it's a little flatter, and that's what it represents without having a lapel vest. It kind of flattens it out a little bit more, so it's not as bulky essentially. So it looks really nice when you don't have it. It just doesn't show that it's a true custom garment, especially in today's world. That's very common to get a vest like that, but if you have a unique fabric, that might stick out, so you don't really need that subtle look of the lapel. But if it's a solid gray or solid navy, it looks like off the rack. So to show without telling people that you have a custom garment, having that lapel on a vest works absolutely beautiful. So and then with the fabric selection, good Lord. I like to be flamboyant sometimes myself, but yeah, this is stepping up. And then you have a rose as a lapel pin. I think his character really likes putting that on, so he keeps that. And I like it. It's truly showing like a mob type feel, having that flower. I never put a flower as a pin. I'd rather have a contrast boutonniere lapel buttonhole thread, a contrasting thread, rather than the flower. But it may be in my wardrobe selection one day, so we will see. But until then, it's just too flamboyant with the flower and with the different tone fabric selection. Now the color matching, the color complementary is superb. It's just beautiful. It just has that khaki, tan, brown feel to it as a base. And then you have different designs, whether it's a check, it almost looks like an orange in there, so it complements the shirt itself. And then you have kind of a brown, so it complements the orange and brown. And with the tie, it has hints of brown and orange. So it really has a theme of just all working well together. It's like a well-oiled machine. So I really enjoyed that look. But yeah, the tie and the collar band just pushes it to the next level. So I really enjoy it. Yeah, like I said, that's a great look. So if you get a chance, watch that show. It's a great show. But if you're interested in buying a custom suit with us, feel free to go to our website, reynaclothier.com, and book your appointment. And we will work with you personally on figure out what will be a great selection for your wardrobe. So love to have you as a client. So if you guys are interested, you can take those steps. Until then, have a wonderful day and take care.